Well, thanks for being here on this next video as we cover the causes of liver cirrhosis and fatty liver. We're going to talk about diet first. How is diet so imperative on the effects of fatty liver and liver cirrhosis? Well, the first big thing, the elephant in the room, so to speak, is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, sugars, when consumed in either large amounts or really fast absorbing amounts, they hit the body really quick. And the body has to handle this glucose in the bloodstream we call blood sugar. And as the blood sugar levels rise up, your cells have to open up. Your body produces insulin from the pancreas. The cells open up and then they start to metabolize these sugars. But when you're in an overload situation, you get a lot in the bloodstream, then the body starts opening up other systems and says, hey, we need some help. Let's start throwing some of these blood sugars into fat cells. Well, the first fat cells that the body targets are those within the liver because they can absorb it more rapidly. And then later, they're also the first cells to give it out and to release those sugars when you do need them as a stored energy form. So diet is a big thing. We should be consuming more vegetables as Americans. We should be consuming our vegetables at the beginning of our meal so that those fibers are in the stomach, slowing the release of sugars into the bloodstream. And we shouldn't be consuming sugar on a daily basis. A lot of people say, well, I don't eat a lot of sugar. I'm having soda pop every day or a donut every day for breakfast. But over time, that can be enough when coupled with other either diseases or circumstances that may insult the liver. You can get a fatty liver. I've had clients come to me and say, the doctor says I've got fatty liver or liver cirrhosis. I've never drinking a drop of alcoholic beverage in my life. Is the doctor crazy? Do I really have this situation? And the truth is yes, they do, because you have been overeating carbohydrates and sugar your whole life. And now your liver is paying the price for that. So diet's a big change. In our next video, I'm going to give some tips and tricks on what you need to do to make that diet change much more easy and accomplishable. So diseases that can cause problems with the liver. So let's say your diet, isn't half bad, or you've been trying to do real good with your diet in the last little while. You may have some kind of disease or stressor in the liver that is affecting the liver, keeping it from being able to do its job. So what could these things be? Well, it could be growth of candida or yeast, which does usually stem from health of the intestinal tract. It could be types of bacterias or even what we call bacterial parasites, some real teeny guys. Now in America, we don't deal with these big wormy things, so to speak, for the most part, but we do deal with some other stuff. I could go off on a list of all the ones that can affect you. And sources can be varying. It doesn't always have to be an animal in the home. It doesn't have to be that you had exposure in any particular way through food. Just we are social creatures and it happens. And so when the liver already has an insult and another insult comes along, you get a secondary insult. And now the liver is trying to cope with something. And if it can't cope with it, things start to happen. And that contributes to fatty liver. There are some genetic conditions, but more likely than genetic conditions, we see learned habits. You cook in the same way your mother cooked. You drank the same soda pop your mother drank. You have the same sweet tooth your mother has. You have baked cinnamon rolls every day for the last 15 years and have those for breakfast because that's what your mom did. Now, we're not going to blame mom for everything, but the idea is the same. Maybe she wasn't introducing something, but she was leaving something out. We weren't getting enough vegetables, enough fiber. Fiber slows the absorption of sugar down, so we don't whop our liver with the sugar. And vegetables contain these rich antioxidants that support the liver in its detox functions and helps with a myriad of other things nutritionally. So, don't just kick your hat and throw it in the bucket as genetic disposition. It may be more learned habits. Be honest with yourself, sit down and look at what's going on in your life. So what I want you to do is check out this next video. We're going to go and we're going to hit those tips and tricks on what you're going to need to do to make this liver protocol successful so that you can actually have better health and not get stuck with maybe some of the other things you've done in the past. So we'll see you on the next video.